Hello everyone, my name is Makeda Voletta, also known as the Body Scientist. I am a certified strength and conditioning specialist, certified by the NSCA, the National Strength and Conditioning Association. I am also an A certified personal trainer, a USA Olympic weightlifting coach, and a sports nutritionist certified by the International Society for Sports Nutrition. I also have a degree in exercise science, and I did graduate work in applied physiology and nutrition as well. And I have been working with clients and advising clients for the past 14 years, okay? So this video right here is about the problems with protein powders. Now, what I'm about to tell you is very different than what most people in my field will say, okay? So this is coming from a sports nutritionist, and most people in the sports nutrition world are very supplemented out. All the sponsors that sponsor the research come from the supplement companies. But there's a problem, big problems with a lot of it, okay? Now, sports nutrition is basically studying and understanding how food fuels activity, okay? So usually, like a regular nutritionist, if you want to do a triathlon, okay, and you come to a regular nutritionist or dietitian and you tell them, I'm going to swim for 2 hours, from like 8 to 10 in the morning, and then I'm going to jog from 12 to 1, and then I'm going to swim from 3 to 6, or whatever, and you go to the weight room and you have this schedule 6 days a week, and you ask this nutritionist or dietitian, what can I eat to get through it, okay? Because to work out that hard 6 days straight, what you eat plays a huge role in your ability to get through that activity, okay? You don't want to be gassy, you don't want to be getting lightheaded and dizzy, you don't want to be too full, but you don't want to be too hungry. So there's a lot of different things that go into that. And so that's what sports nutritionists do. So basically it's nutrition for the active body, okay? And we look at efficiency, like what's the most efficient proteins, what's the most efficient, fats and carbohydrates and stuff like that, okay? So based on my knowledge in sports nutrition, I do not believe that protein powders are necessary, okay, at all. And I haven't come across any that are good. I haven't come across any protein powders that I would recommend to anyone. I remember when I was in undergrad, my professor, the chairperson of the nutrition department, he said, whey protein, which is the #1 protein used in protein supplements, when protein powders and stuff that bodybuilders and athletes take, he was like, it naturally occurs in milk. So all you have to do is drink some milk or consume some yogurt, because when you have homogenized pasteurized milk, that's different, But when you have the yogurt, the bacteria in the yogurt pre-digest a lot of the protein. So and when you have raw milk, which I talk about a lot and I have videos on YouTube about where I get into depth about it, and I definitely recommend checking it out if you haven't seen it and just doing your research on raw milk, because it's a superfood. But raw milk, all the bacteria is still there as well, okay? So you have raw milk, or you have yogurt, raw yogurt if you can get it, but even if it's not raw yogurt, the active live cultures do help to break down that protein. And so you have about a 30-minute time frame before and after working out. When you're doing strength training workout that actually tears your muscles down, you have about a 30-minute time frame to get fast absorbing protein into your system. And this is the reason why bodybuilders and athletes take whey protein powder shakes and stuff like that. But you can get it naturally from the food. And I always agree with getting things naturally from food, because the problem with a lot of supplements, and especially protein powder, since this is what I'm talking about in this video, but please look out for my future videos that I will do on Herbalife and on vitamins in general. And please check out my fake health foods video that's also on YouTube, okay? It's called Fake Health Foods. But since this video in particular is about protein powder, I will say that, first of all, if you look at the ingredients, they all say whey protein isolate, okay? So whey protein isolate is basically, they took the protein, they use a high heat, very, very high heat, higher than what you can get from cooking, okay? They use a very high heat to get that, and it denatures the protein. So when that happens, your body can't really digest the protein anyway, okay, and it becomes toxic. Also, when you take, non-fat milk or powdered milk, it has oxidized cholesterol in it. And oxidized cholesterol is actually the so-called bad cholesterol. It's not the HDL and the LDL, okay? And there's lots of information in 2014 on the truth about cholesterol, so I suggest you do that research as well. There's even great videos on YouTube where scientists and doctors I'm going into depth about cholesterol. Okay, cholesterol is actually an antioxidant, and I'll be doing a video on that soon as well. But it's not, LDL is not the bad cholesterol, and HDL is not the bad cholesterol. I also explain this in my All About Fats video I have on YouTube. Okay, it's called All About Fats, and I get into depth about that. But the so-called bad cholesterol is oxidized cholesterol. When anything becomes oxidized, it becomes not good for you. Okay, so oxidized cholesterol happens when the process to make powdered milk, the heat that is it's a temperature that's way higher than we could ever get, and it causes the cholesterol to oxidize. So that causes serious problems in your body. Then these protein powders have fake vitamins added to them. Okay, now the vitamins that are made in the laboratory are not the same as the vitamins that naturally occur in food. So in raw milk or raw yogurt, you have naturally occurring vitamin A, naturally occurring vitamin D. You have really high quality fats, the MCT and CLA fats, which actually help you to burn fat and are critical for your brain. There's very high quality protein, whey protein, which is shown to be the best protein for muscle building and recovery. Okay, so when your muscles are ripped up and they need to be repaired, whey protein is the best. Whey protein is #1 best protein, and then egg yolk protein is #2. And these studies have been done by sports nutrition researchers. There's ways to measure uptake of protein in the muscles. And so whey protein is #1. So that's why you do see a lot of athletes and bodybuilders using whey protein, and you see, some people drinking raw egg yolks, which I do. You see it in Rocky, it's very high quality protein. Not the egg white. The egg white has an inferior protein and water. It's the egg yolk where all the nutrition is, where the vitamin A, again, is, and the iron, and the high quality fats. Now, again, we need fat to digest protein, okay? So it's not good to have high protein stuff and no fat. And all these protein powders, there's all this protein and there's no fat. And all these frozen yogurt places that are opening up all around America that people think is so healthy, okay, but it's all non-fat. It's very hard to find full-fat yogurt. Non-fat yogurt is bad because they're using, you have non-fat milk, they use powdered milk in that, and that has oxidized cholesterol. Then you need the fat to digest the protein. And milk should have fat-soluble vitamins. So fat-soluble vitamins like vitamins A and vitamin D, vitamin K, they need fat to be absorbed. So if you're consuming non-fat milk or non-fat yogurt, you can't absorb the nutrients. Actually, it's actually been taken out. So they may add the fake vitamins back in, but you still won't absorb it if you don't have fat, #1. #2, the fake vitamins are not the same chemical form as the naturally occurring ones, okay? And you can cause some serious toxicities and health problems in your body by consuming fake vitamins. So foods that say fortified on them, they're not good. And you find that in commercial soy milk and commercial almond milk, commercial cereals, everything that's health food, these protein bars, they have fake vitamins added into them. And that's the same thing that's true with this protein powders, okay? But again, whey protein being the best, and we have that supplement muscle milk, which is total crap. But again, you could just drink some raw milk, or if you don't have access to that, get some full-fat yogurt, full-fat cheeses, preferably raw grass-fed if you can. Really search for that. And so that's another issue with the protein powders. You have the high heat that's used to denature the protein. You have the fact that it's not accompanied by fat. You have the fact that they're adding fake vitamins. Then another thing is when you look at a lot of them, you'll see that they have canola oil added to it, soybean oil added to it, safflower oil added to it, corn oil. Now, those polyunsaturated fats are very bad for you and seriously cancer causing. There's nothing good about canola oil. Okay, there's nothing good about soybean oil or corn oil. Nothing. Okay, I don't care what you do with it or what you combine it with. The shit is bad for you. And you can also do your research about that. And you can also look at my video on YouTube called All About Fats. Okay, where I go into depth about the science of that. But those oils are not good. So you have those highly processed, highly pro-inflammatory, cancer-causing fats that are put in these protein powders and in other so-called health foods, like these nutrition bars and cereals and crap that people eat, okay? The other issue with a lot of these protein powders is that a lot of them have artificial sugars and artificial colors and artificial flavors, okay? All three, artificial colors, artificial flavors, and artificial, what was the thing? I said colors, flavors, and I forgot. I just said 3. But the artificial colors and the artificial flavors, and artificial sugar, are all highly toxic, bad for your brain. They're neurotoxins, and they or cancer causing. Okay? So that's not good neither. And I've never seen a protein powder that doesn't have any of those things. Okay? I've never seen that. I've never come across a protein powder that's completely, good across the board. They all suck. Okay? So, consider those things. Everything that I just said, you can look it up on whatever protein powders you're taking, but all the stuff in GNC is bullshit. Okay, and you should use real food. If you want to make a protein shake, like my protein shakes, I'll put some raw milk. Sometimes I put some raw yogurt. I'll put a raw egg yolk, and maybe like a banana. And sometimes I put bee pollen in it. Sometimes I may put some organic coconut milk in it, or coconut water in it sometimes. But I'll always have some raw milk and like raw yogurt too if I can, and an egg yolk. And then I like bananas with that, but I don't put a whole crazy amount of fruit in it. And people that put fruit in fruit juice, that's really not good. And you don't need to put honey in a smoothie if there's fruit in it. Okay, so but I will put bee pollen for some energy. And I'm thinking about doing a book on some different smoothie recipes or whatever. But the whole term smoothie can mean a lot of things depending on who makes it. But that would be like the protein shake that I would make, or that I do make. But consuming the protein powders, they're really bad for you. And as a sports nutritionist and as a trainer, as a healthcare professional and somebody who cares and cannot be bought by companies, I cannot recommend anything to someone that may make them look better, but is very bad for them. Because there's a lot of people in this industry, in the fitness industry, in the nutrition industry, in my industry, who look great, but the advice they're giving you is not correct, and they themselves may be following that advice, and they may not be that healthy. Some people look great, and they're not really that healthy, okay? And a lot of people in the fitness world and a lot of trainers, most trainers, the nutrition advice they give is really awful, and I don't agree with it. Like skinless chicken breast and egg whites and, no fat and all this stuff. It's not good. It's not healthy. And I will continue to talk about this in my videos and do more videos on sports nutrition. But definitely check out the other videos I've done on nutrition. It may give you some background on what I'm saying and why I have this opinion, but this is my field, and I'm very much into sports nutrition. I understand it very well. Muscles and muscle physiology, and how nutrition, combines with that. But I'm not in favor of Gatorade and all these crazy protein powders and stuff like that, okay? So for now, you have some things to research. If I said some things you never heard before. And you can please join my YouTube page, check out my videos, and you can check my blog, thebodyscientist.com. I'm going to write a longer blog entry based on this video, but I'm going to go into depth. I'm going to take a few different brands and analyze their ingredient list on the blog. So that should be up within the next week or so, okay? So until then, I hope you guys are all great. And also, I am available for individual consultations and personal training sessions for anyone who's interested, okay? You can contact me, my email address below. Have a great day, guys. I hope this video was helpful. Bye.